Throughout the duration of the government shutdown, many have theorized why it has continued for so long and why Democrats have continued to hold out. In an appearance on the Joe Rogan show this weekend, billionaire Elon Musk offered his assessment.
If the hundreds of billions of dollars to create a financial incentive to have this giant magnet to attract illegals from every part of Earth to these states, if that is turned off, the illegals will leave, because they're no longer being paid to come to the United States and stay here.
Wow.
And then they will lose a lot of voters.
Musk and Rogan then summed it up this way.
The Democratic Party wants to destroy democracy by importing voters. And the Republican Party disagrees with that.
And the ruse is that if you don't accept what they're doing, then you're a threat to democracy.
Yes.
As they try to destroy democracy.
The Tesla founder says it's a strategy that has worked thus far. Joining us now is author, award-winning journalist, and founder of LibertySentinel.org, Alex Newman. Alex, welcome back to Victory News. Elon Musk told Joe Rogan if Trump had lost, there would never have been another real election again. Do you agree with Elon Musk?
I do. I think the Democrats would have taken the opportunity to legalize the 50 million illegal immigrants in this country, and the United States would essentially become California, a one-party de facto totalitarian state with no opportunity for a real Republican to ever get elected again. And I've been warning about this for many years. I had Tom Homan on my program, The Borders Are, and he said exactly that. The reason the Democrats are importing all these illegals is because they want to change the voting demographics of this country. I actually think it's even worse. I've got 2 chapters in my book on the deep state arguing that this is actually an effort to undermine the institution of the nation, which of course was ordained by God in Acts 17, Deuteronomy 32, the stories in Genesis 11, and to de-Christianize what's left of what we used to call Christendom, the Western world.
Wow. Alex, anti-Semitic activist Linda Sarsour talked recently about the financial backers who have brought Zohran Mamdani to the edge of victory for mayor in New York City. Take a listen.
The story is not just, that it's random that Zohran ascended to this place. It is our Muslim American communities. And I'll also say that it's Muslim money. The PACs that have supported Zohran, or a particular PAC that has supported Zohran.
So, Alex, groups like CARE or the Council on American Islamic Relations have poured in funds for Mamdani's campaign. With their ties to dangerous groups back in the Middle East, how do you think they influence him as a mayor of New York if he wins?
There's no question that they will influence him in the direction of promoting radical Islam. And what we're seeing here, I like to call it the red, green, blue axis. So, yes, you have Islam as part of that. Then you have the Marxist movement. And, of course, he's also a member of the Democrat Socialists of America, which is really a Marxist group, let's be clear. And then you have the globalist faction fully in support of this transformation of the Democrat Party into a vehicle for advancing every anti-American ideology and theological system that you can imagine. So this is hugely significant, and I'm grateful that you guys are reporting it. Very few people are talking about this.
Now, Alex, do you think if enough Republicans shift their votes tomorrow from Curtis Sliwa to Andrew Cuomo, he can win tomorrow's New York mayoral race in an upset?
It's possible, but I think a lot of people are still furious with Cuomo. I mean, we all remember how he behaved during COVID. He was one of the most authoritarian people in this country. A lot of people actually lost elderly relatives as a result of his policies. So it's going to be a very, very tough move for Republicans to hold their nose and vote for him. I think it might be enough, but will it happen? That's a whole nother question.
So, Alex, you have a new ominous warning about the military operation, the U.S. military operation going on around Venezuela. Why do you think this is way more than a counter-narcotics operation?
I know that it's way more than a counter-narcotics operation. I grew up in Latin America. I spent almost all of my childhood in Latin America. I go down there regularly. And what Venezuela represents is one tentacle on a giant monster that has its arms wrapped around the United States in a death grip. The drugs are really just one small component of this. The Cartel de los Soles is basically the Venezuelan government in drag. And they're using this drug money to foment revolution all across the Western Hemisphere. And ultimately, they want to bring down the United States of America. We need to understand this is much bigger than just some drug trafficking. This is a global phenomenon with Russia and China involved. And I believe it's an existential threat to our country.
Interesting insight there. Alex, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins spoke about countless illegal aliens accessing food stamps and how states are working to hide it. Take a listen.
We asked every state for the first time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We increased almost 40% on this program in just a couple of years under the Biden administration.
Alex, the secretary said 29 states stepped up, 21 blue states refused, and 2 sued them for asking. Why would Democrats not want to reveal this information?
No, because it's going to show that they're providing enormous amounts of taxpayer money to illegal aliens in violation of federal law. It's going to make people very upset, and it's going to reveal the scam. Right? We're watching the Cloward-Piven strategy in action here, collapse the system by overburdening it. It's a criminal act that's going on here.
All right, thank you for that, Alex. We're going to see you back here in a couple minutes. Tim.